Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus Channel. Everyone has to travel at some point, but most people don't make the news when they do so. Unlike an average U.S. citizen, the United States President's travels are always closely monitored both by his or her security team and by the public. Known as seemingly both the safest and yet the riskiest convoy on the planet, the President often travels in an armored motorcade. Originally coined by Lyle Abbott in the early 1900s, a motorcade is a procession of motor vehicles that are typically carrying or escorting someone important. Currently, the President of the United States travels in an armored Cadillac limo nicknamed the Beast, and multiple cars surround him for safety. Mostly manned by the U.S. Secret Service, anywhere from a few cars to up to 45 may make up the motorcade. Other cars may include police cars, SUVs with anti-aircraft guns, cars with members of the press, or an ambulance. One of the most famous motorcades took place before the funeral of President George H.W. Bush. Members of the District of Columbia National Guard ensured the safe and secure travel of 18 governors who attended the funeral.
So this is actually the culmination of planning over 18 months in preparation for a state funeral for a president, if and when it happened.
We received the call Saturday morning. By 5 o'clock Saturday morning, we had over 50 soldiers ready to support this particular mission.
The Secret Service plays one of the most important roles in the presidential motorcade, as they are expected to protect the president at all costs. Members of the Secret Service are often responsible for driving, procuring, maintaining, and securing vehicles. In addition to typical car duties, each vehicle in the motorcade must be outfitted with protective equipment to provide security throughout the trip. The Secret Service is also in charge of the movement of important equipment and cars when the president travels. Often loaded into a C-17 Globemaster, the huge cargo plane has the capability to transport all of the cars when the president travels across the U.S. or abroad. When a motorcade occurs, expect streets to be blocked off for the processional to get by safely. For large events, such as an inaugural parade of the President of the United States, safety is of the utmost priority. In January of 2017, however, more than 5,000 military members from across the branches of the armed forces were in attendance at former President Donald J. Trump's parade in a ceremonial capacity. The parade dates back as far as the very first United States president's inauguration in 1789, when George Washington took the oath of president. The massive parade is a huge undertaking, with important people such as the president, vice president, their spouses, and special guests planning to watch the parade as it passes by. According to the U.S. military personnel assigned to Joint Task Force National Capital Region provide military and ceremonial support during the inaugural period.
It's just really a big honor to march to represent the President-elect of the United States of America. It's a really historic event, once in a lifetime opportunity. Just want to do my best to represent the country, this academy, and myself.
Due to the significance of the event, which is often televised for the public to watch, typically a dress rehearsal is performed ahead of the official parade date. Not only are a variety of guards present at the rehearsal, but the bands that are performing in the parade are also expected to be at the rehearsal. This helps ensure everything goes off without a hitch on the day of the inauguration. Once the official inauguration is over, the president may begin his or her travels using a range of fixed-wing aircraft, designated as Air Force One. This has become one of the most recognized symbols of the U.S. presidency. Originally, simply a name used to designate any plane from the U.S. Air Force used to carry the president, today, Air Force One refers to one of two customized Boeing 747-200B series aircraft, designated only when the president is on board. In 1962, President John F. Kennedy was the first president to fly in an aircraft specifically crafted for presidential use. This was a modified Boeing 707-320B airliner. It bore a unique call sign of SAM 26000 and showed the public the Air Force's commitment to providing safe travels for the president. While the aircraft was in the air with the president on board, the name was changed to Air Force One during its presidential flights. Over the next several years, many different types of aircraft would be used for the president's specific use. However, in 1990, during the administration of the United States President George H.W. Bush, the first of the current Air Force One aircraft was delivered for travel. Used in nearly all the president's travels, when Air Force One touches down, the presidential motorcade once more comes out. He or she is often met with important members of local governments, as well as the press. On many occasions, the president may speak during an arrival ceremony. Throughout this time, the Secret Service is still hard at work keeping the president safe.
Best case scenario is nothing happens. Airspace remains free and the President leaves safely. We will do what we need to do to protect the President, and that's the mission that's been given to us.
In certain circumstances, the President may ride in a versatile range of aircraft piloted by the Marine Corps, designated as Marine One. While Air Force One typically flies the President to the airport, Marine One is frequently used for transporting the Commander-in-Chief to areas of travel that would be more difficult for a fixed-wing aircraft. The fleet of helicopters that make up Marine One are all able to be loaded into an Air Force C-17 Globemaster for transportation, aiding the President's travel plans. While in flight, Marine One always flies in a group of identical helicopters. Sometimes as many as 5 identical helicopters, the fleet consists of Marine One carrying the President, plus a group of decoys. As soon as the fleet takes flight, the helicopters begin to frequently shift in formation as to obscure which helicopter has the President inside. Marine One is often used as an alternative to the motorcade. This is because the motorcade is an expensive form of transportation, as well as difficult when it comes to travel logistics. Air travel by helicopter becomes easier to fly around areas the President travels, especially with specially trained HMX-1 Nighthawks piloting the helicopters. As the Marine Helicopter Squadron 1, HMX-1 members are responsible for the transportation of the President and Vice President, as well as many other important United States government officials. Due to the importance of the job, these Marines must make sure the helicopters are always ready to fly. This consists of frequently testing assault support helicopters and related equipment. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.